Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the European Racing Series Grand Prix here in Vietnam. I am solo commentating tonight. It is Ben Rwaggy McConnell as always, and I am looking forward to bringing you the action here around this new and first time that we've seen it in the European Racing Series Grand Prix. Got 20 drivers. It's going to be a fantastic race no matter what we do, let's be truthfully honest, because this has some of the longest straights. You can see on the right hand side there is the track map. There's a massive run, and it's a DRS straight as well for the majority of it, right the way through from that spirally, snaily, slow section right the way up to the harsh hairpin on the left-hander, and then it leads into a nice little snaky bit after that. I don't know what to expect, if I'm being truthfully honest, from this circuit. I've never seen a Grand Prix here. There was a Grand Prix that I watched part of at the weekend that was actually pretty decent, but I don't know. I don't know what it's like when it comes to overtaking, so I'm hopeful that we get to see quite a lot of action for its debut Grand Prix here and my debut commentary on this circuit. I've been told that we're not going to have any rain in the race. It's just going to be cloudy. So we are looking at purely going for a dry strategy. That's going to be... Well, I mean, that's the other thing, is we don't even know what the race strategy is going to be when it comes to the tyres. I would assume that you'd probably want to go softs to mediums, because there's not really that much tyre wear here, or at least it doesn't look like. I'm looking at the circuit trying to work out where the most tyre wear would be, and it looks like it's all going to be in that final sector, that little wobbly snaky bit. That is the official name for it, in case you're wondering. But I'm trying to think. There's no other areas where it could be poor. I'm also looking at that pit lane. That pit lane looks very strange coming into the because you're actually coming off like at the second to last corner. You come off there and go into the pits, and then it's like a long double left-hander onto the actual pit lane, and then even then you've got another left-hander coming out of it. So I don't know how good this pit lane is going to be. I think you can actually still sort of save a bit of time, just because of how many corners that you normal drivers would have to continue on if they weren't going to pit in. Hittinen is the first car out, though. He is going to be giving us a little bit of an idea as to what sort of lap times we can expect around this circuit. We can even see if this is going to be quick or not. Now, I have heard from Beaker. He's told me he's not feeling confident today. He's telling me he thought it was going to be China today, and not that he'd practiced for that either, but coming into Vietnam, this is a circuit he cannot get used to. The walls will catch him out, so he's asked me not to predict him anything higher than a DNF, but I'm going to give him a P2, just because why not? In terms of have I ever driven this circuit? Yes, a couple of times. It is interesting, and we'll get a nice little track rundown now as we're out on board with Hittinen on the home straight, which has a DRS charging up towards turn 1. You want to brake about the 100 meter board and get yourself down into gear 2 if you can. Don't lock up like he's just done there. Make sure you don't get too hard on the curves, because this is a very awkward, long, sweepy right-hander. This is turn 3, coming into turn 4. It's a very slow turn 4, straight into turn 5, and then turn 6. Watch the walls. They are close together here. DRS wing wide open immediately, and you want to get all of the power down as soon as you can. Don't lose the back end on any of these corners, especially this one coming up here, because you want to brake a little bit earlier than the 100 meter board. Ride that curb on the inside, and again here on the left. It's very easy to do exactly what he's just done, which is invalidate, because of how much you need to abuse the track limits. But you do still need to try and get yourself going. Again, this is the longest straight on this circuit. DRX will come available in just a uno momento right now. And then you can get that wing wide open and charge, like I say, right the way down to the awkward, hard left hairpin. Brake at the 100 meter board again, get yourself right down those gears. You're going to have to come right down into the very low miles per hour, even into the 30s, just to help get your car rotated around the corner. And then again, get the exit of dreams you need. You want to brake about this 75 meters here, just where that curb starts on the left-hand side. Ride the inside curb as quick as you can, and then get the exit of dreams. This is probably the most fun section of the circuit. This is the snaky area, where some corners you don't want to turn too quickly, and the others you want to get them nice and chucked in pretty tightly. He's run a bit wide here, which is going to compromise him on this right-hander, but he's coming into the pits anyway, and that will mean we're not going to see Hittinen giving us any sort of idea as to what his lap times are going to be, purely because, well, A, he invalidated, and B, he didn't actually want to try and go too across the line to show us how it looks. Here comes Verstappen then. He's just about clipped the wall there. He's coming across the line. It is a 134.861, and I only got to see a couple of corners, but it didn't look particularly great. on that alone. So there's no surprise then that somebody's already beaten him. That's Jacobo, who's got 134.633. Times starting to appear now. Lando's Milkman is on his way around. We've also got Azia, who's just crossed the line. He's invalidated, so he's going to have to try it again. We have a Renault there. That is Rainbow. He's got a 134.081. And now look at the jump there. Luca has been practicing a 133.190. That is a much better time than anyone else has got on the board right now by a good, almost a full second there. It is, of course, 9/10. We have a Mercedes that is lining up to start a run. That is Spicy, or is he actually coming to finish his lap? He is. He goes P2 with a 134.067, so still no one's anywhere near as quick as Luca is, although Yonsi, he's breaking it down to 133.781, still 6/10 away from our current pole sitting time. We're going to need to see better than that from a fair few people here. Dennis might be one of them, though. He's the next person to come to the line. A bit of a back-end kick out there. He needs to turn his differential up. That's for sure. Charging up then into Sector 3. Misses the inside curb there quite a lot. You need to ride that curb hard. You can get away with cutting that quite severely. It's very Baku-esque when it comes to... Oh, and he's made a big mistake here. That's a very severe run wide, and he's going to lose a lot of time here, and an invalidation to match it as well. Has not helped him, so we're not going to be seeing his lap times come in. But we do have Copy then. He is looking to be still putting in a lap time, unless he screws up this corner, which, yeah, he still did a little bit, but he's still navigated it around. He's lost a couple of tenths there for sure, so this is not going to be a record-breaking lap time, and it isn't. It's a 133.872. Puts in P3 for now. We still do have, what is that, 8 drivers left to put a time on the board, one of which I believe is Felix, who's coming around on the seconds last now with the final corner just here. Get to that inside curve as much as you can. You want to try and get as close to the wall as you can. And Felix goes P4 with a 133.882. So starting to get closer between a lot of these drivers. But we are going to need to see a little bit more than that if we're going to get that pole time smashed apart. Luca looks a little bit untouchable right now. I've not seen anybody who can get anywhere near his current time that he's put on the board. Hittonen's out there on another hot lap, out lap to prep himself for his hot lap. He will learn, hopefully, from his previous mistakes to try and figure out what he could do better. Let's see now then, as he comes up to the second to last corner, how's he gearing himself up for this? There we go, Mode 2. He knows this is the corner where you go. This is the action stuff. Just misses the apex there. Needs to be a bit more tighter on the inside for the final turn. Coming in towards turn 1 then. Is this going to be nice and tight and clean? He locked up last time. He's locked up again this time. But still okay. He's riding the curbs a decent amount. He's run very wide here. This isn't an invalidation though. He can actually ride there no problems. But he has missed that inside apex on the right-hander. And he's got this one okay. The drive should be... I don't think this is going to be beating Luca's time. But this is still going to be I reckon, if he can continue... Oh, never mind. Never mind. This is going to be a slow time. This is going to be a high 34, I think. I mean, it's very early days. The villain just moved into Sector 2, but still, you can tell by the way that they're navigating on the circuit. You can tell they're not quite comfortable. This is definitely a circuit. People are not trying... they've not put a lot of practice into. And it doesn't help that it is a brand new circuit. I did see a lot of these guys actually in a lobby last night in the Discord, in the European Racing Series Discord, trying to get some practice laps in. Hazard was one of them. So whether or not the practice was successful, we'll have to wait and see. They may have been practicing more for the race, because obviously that's the bit that matters the most. Qualifying is a great helping hand, but the race is the bit that makes the biggest difference. That's the point scoring section. It's not F2s. You don't score any points in qualifying here. This is actually looking a lot better from Hittonen. He's managed to navigate. He's gone a bit deep there, and he's lost out again. And again, he backs out of the lap. Something is not working for him today. I don't know what it is. He needs to figure it out, though, pretty quickly. As here comes Vexit then, second to last corner. Just riding that curb. Not as much as he probably could have done, or should have done, but a bit better there. Here comes Vexit then to the line. It is a new pole time. There is a contender for Luca. It's a 133.099. Yes, it's about a tenth between him and Luca. But this is now what was looking to be Luca just running away with this. Suddenly, he has somebody to beat him. These guys, Luca and Vexit, have known each other for quite some time. They've raced with each other for quite some time. So they probably even practiced together. That's more or less why they're probably at the same pace, I reckon. But Luca, he's trying to beat that new set bar that Vexit has raised. Does Luca have the minerals? We'll keep an eye out and we'll see. People coming to the line. We have got, I believe that is Jacobo, No, that is his teammate, in fact. That is Kartak, who's come to start his hot lap. We do have a Ferrari. That is not Dennis. That is, in fact, Fragioco, also coming to set his lap time. We have Beaker, who's just chucked himself into the pits. Yonti is about to start his lap. We have a Williams coming to the line as well. That is Chan, also about to start his lap. We've got a Mercedes coming back into the pits. It's all kicking off here. Where has Luca gone? Oh, he span. Luca's had a big mistake made then. He's lost a lot of time. He's trying not to impede anybody's racing. Now he's got time to go, but he's playing a very... He needs to be careful he doesn't lose a wheel. Oh, he's getting in the way there almost. Luca has done a Austin Powers, but this time he's recovered. Yeah, he's going to have to go again. A little bit too eager on the throttle, it looks like. That's the only way I can imagine he span out there. Which is quite easy to do because you want to maximize the exit there. That's probably going to be the main place to score time, if you like, to get as much time as you possibly can. And we do have, Rainbow coming to the start-finish line. He will go P2 as well, so he's also beaten Luca. So the Renault drivers are actually looking really good. We have lost Dennis, though. He's retired from the session. I don't see where that is. Is that Fragioso? It's in the pits. Dennis has decided he is retiring. I don't know if he had a... he may have had a quali ban. I'd be surprised if he did, because he doesn't normally have... he doesn't normally break the rules, being, you know, an admin himself. As Kartak has put himself in P8, so that is a 134.012. We've got McLaren coming to the line as well. That is, was that Danico? No, it was Copy. He's just starting a lap. We have a Ferrari. That was Fragioco. He's put a time on the board. That is a 133.930. And now Yonti, who's just come across the line as well. He's done a 33.317. It's good. Don't get me wrong. A 33.3 is a really good solid time, but it isn't enough currently to contend with the likes of the Renaults and even Luca. I mean, Danico's there. He's only a tenth away from Luca's time, but he's a couple of tenths away from Vexit's time. And there's still, you know, a fair few minutes remaining in the session. 5.5 minutes to go. That means there's still a fair bit of track evolution to keep growing, if you like. And also the drivers need to just try and iron out these little mistakes that they're making. But the track is very busy. I actually don't think we're going to be seeing any sort of calm before the storm today. I think today is going to be get as many laps in as you possibly can when you can to try and sort of learn the track a little bit more. So, Chan, he's already done a lap, but he looks like he's going again. This is going to be a very low ER, unless he's charging to get into the pits again so he can go once more. And I think there's no real rush, to be truthfully honest. He's got loads of time. In fact, he could chuck this lap in, then do an in-lap if he's got enough fuel, and then still get out in time to go and do another run. I'm not sure why he's pushing so hard then, unless he is actually trying to improve. We'll have to wait and see. We're only going to have to wait a couple more corners because at the end of this snaky section is where the pit lane entrance is, which is in this next right-hander here. So you'll see him dip out now if he is going to the pits, and he is. So he rushed back to the pits. I don't quite understand why. Hittinen, though, he's going to finally, after 3 attempts, this is the third, to get a time on the board. He's decided this one is going to be something he can be a bit more comfortable with. As he comes to the line then, it is going to be a 133.662. I was expecting bigger things, I'll be honest with you. But a time is a time, and we will be happy with that. Hazard starting his hot lap as his teammate Spicy is coming through the final 2 corners now to check a time on the board. There is the 32. There's the 33, and he's brought himself into the 33s. It's a 33.782, but it isn't enough for even the top 5. It's barely enough even for the top 10. Obviously, as drivers, so I'm looking at Hazard here, for example, start to get to grips, or although he has invalidated once more, he's going to be cutting the circuit quite severely here to try and get back as quick as he can. Time is starting to run out here, so he actually has to do now what Chan did earlier, which is get a move on. Get into the pits, change your tyres, go out again and try and improve, just like a fair few other drivers are too. That is a McLaren that is next up. It's not Danico, it is Copy, and I don't believe he's going to be pushing because he's already done a lap. He's looking to bring himself in. Luca is out on a hot lap, but he has invalidated. Now, crucially, he's also left his ERS in full, and he's still pushing. So is he trying to do the same as what Hazard was doing, which is get yourself back as quick as you can, change boots, and go again? He might have enough time. It's going to be close. It's definitely going to be close, because realistically, if you want to be coming out in about 50 seconds time, and that's at the latest. If you are struggling, then we're going to be having a problem. But then again, yeah, the spectators do tend to have time glitching issues. Usually I'm about a minute ahead of everybody, so there may be a bit more time than I suspected. But yeah, I think I pretty much nailed it on the head when I said that we're not going to be seeing any calm before the storm, as Verstappen has crashed. There he is. Oh, that was a mild panic attack there for Luca. He was not expecting Verstappen to be there, but also he was praying that he was going to ghost. Obviously he did. That could have been a pretty horrific crash had he not seen that happen. Beaker then, he is down in P17 with no time on the board. This is going to be his first time that he will set. And like we said before, he's not feeling confident here today, so I'm not expecting this to be record breaking. But it is a 134.1, and considering the drivers around him as well, he only has to gain a bit more than a tenth and he will shoot up to P12. A little bit more than that and he'll be in P11, which is exactly where he would want to be, because he can play to his strengths, play that long game, play that long-term strategy that he normally goes for. But he won't be able to improve. He has just invalidated this lap. He doesn't have enough fuel to go again, so this is the end of Beaker's qualifying run. So P15 is the best that he could achieve. Lots of people on outlaps, fair few people still in the pits. Now that's going to be too late for me. That's Felix who's done a lap. He's done a 33.172 and put himself right in the middle of the Renaults. We have a nice little Renault Racing Point in the top 4. And it is very close between them. 2 thousandths separate Felix and Rainbow. And it's only a little bit more than that that puts Luca just there in P4. With Danico, who still can improve and is currently trying to do exactly that. He's just started his hot lap with Felix there. He's coming out of the pits. Although, again, I said it before, I'd keep forgetting that the timing is all glitched out for me. So it is a bit of a pickle for these guys here. So coming in then, a few more corners for Danico to get a good run. It looks like Copy's going to be giving him the toe. This is really good big brain team play here, because this is a tremendous straight here. Danico and Copy, it's good to see that they are teammates in this league, and it's also good to see them actually working together as well. Huge toe for Danico. This is good. Look at this. He's going to be gaining literally half a second on that alone, as long as he doesn't make a mistake. He is locked up on the left-hand side, but that's fine. The exit is clean as well. He didn't lose the rear end. Danico may actually take pole here. Copy's just letting a few of the other drivers through. Obviously, I know the timer says it's run out on my top left screen. Ignore that. That is, in fact, incorrect. We will be seeing Danico, a bit of a wobble there. That's a bit of a scare for him. I think he knows just how good this lap is, and the pressure's starting to mount on him now. He's done well through the second to last corner, though. I was expecting a bit of a lock-up there, but no, he's kept it clean. He's actually got that inside just right as well. Here he comes to the line. Then is this going to be enough? It is! Oh, Danico, 32.923. I called it earlier in the lap, and now he has a chance to repay the favor to his teammate that helped him get such a monumental amount of time. Who is coming to the line? We have a Mercedes. That is Spicy, who's just started his hot lap. And there's Copy then, who again was in a similar boat. He's also starting his hot lap as well. We have Jay coming to start his. We also have a Racing Point, which I believe is Luca. Yes, it is. He's going to be starting his hot lap right now. This guy is going to need to improve a little bit more than he expected before, because he did such a good first lap. There's still a chance for him to realistically get himself on pole position. That is Danico actually stopping on the circuit. Yes, he's out of the way, but he's stopping the circuit so that he can help repay the favor to his teammate who's coming up here right behind him. Oh, that was very scary there. I thought he was going to cut that corner a bit too much and get himself an invalidation. Copy knows how important this exit is, so he knows he can't stamp the throttle, and he did exactly what he needed to get that to work for him. Danico is giving pretty much exactly the right amount of toe that Copy needs. The DRS wing wide open then. The toe is astronomical even for him as well. This is going to be good. Can we see a McLaren 1-2 today in the qualifying? It is very possible. And this is clearly a circuit that these guys have practiced. And there's nothing more that I like to see than drivers who take this stuff serious, really put the time and effort in to be good, but not just good for themselves, but good for their team. I'm a very team player person, and so if I see this is very heartwarming. Vexit, don't get in the way. You're going to find yourself with the quality ban. He dives out of the way. That's still a little bit of a scare there for Copy, but he's kept himself controlled. He's handled that little disruption there quite nicely. And now with 2 corners to go, is this going to be the new pole sitting time? Is it going to be a McLaren 1-2? A bit of a wobble there on the exit. Can he get himself up there? He cannot. It's better, but it's not enough. A 1:33.220 will put in P7, which is still a very good time, but not enough to really change things up. And looking at the left-hand side of my screen, it's looking like the qualifying has been sealed. No one can improve. Danico has put himself on pole position. Felix did a very good job of being close. It was a 1:32.936 that he set, and that puts him P2. Vexit in P3 with a 1:33.091 with his teammate right there on the back of him. Luca right on the back of that. He couldn't improve on his hot lap. Hazard P6, so clearly the practice did pay off for him. Copy in P7. Hittinen P8. Yonti P9. And Kartak rounding out the top 10. That's it then for the qualifying session here in the European Racing Series at Vietnam. Remember, there is not going to be any rain in this race, so it's purely a dry setup, purely a dry strategy. We'll keep an eye out. Ooh, Hazard. I did not see that. Where did he get that penalty from? I mean, bad news bears for him then. He's still starting outside of that top 10, so he's going to have a bit of a problem there coming into this race. But Danico did get pole, like I said, with Felix P2, Vexit P3, Vembo P4, Luca P5, Mercedes P6 with Hazard, Copy P7, Hittinen P8, Yonti P9, Kartak P10 with Jay getting best of the rest, then Fragioco, Spicy, Asia Chan, Landers Millman, Beaker, Jacobo, Verstappen, and then Dennis, who didn't set a time. Now, the reason Dennis didn't set a time is because he's not feeling particularly great. He does have issues when it comes to racing in this game, where it does make him feel quite nauseous. So he has taken a retirement, at least from the qualifying. I don't expect that we're going to see him racing. I did see him leave the session. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't return if that does cause him problems. So we'll see then, as the drivers are all in their grid boxes. As you can see on the left-hand side, they are currently working out what strategy they want to go on if they're outside of the top 10. Some of them inside the top 10 might actually change up from the softs mediums if they're not feeling like they can manage the tyre wear quite well. Their setups may not help them. They may have a driving style that doesn't suit tyre management very well at all, and that might cause them to have to switch it up a little bit, go softs hards to help them get through this Grand Prix. But realistically, having seen the race I saw the other day, softs mediums is doable and is probably the most optimal strategy. But you will need to extend the tyres just a touch to help get them through this Grand Prix. So remember, Danico is going to be leading us away on the formation lap in just a moment. We have a Racing Point and Renault sandwich going on behind. This is fantastic stuff. Danico has really come along leaps and bounds since when I first started commentating on him. It really shows. With a lot of commitment, with a lot of time, and a lot of dedication, you can get yourself to be right at the front of any racing lineup that you want to be in. Here we go then with the formation lap. It is going to be Danico, like I said, giving us a good tour, slow tour of the circuit. You don't want to warm your tyres up too much because you will also gain wear on this formation lap, and that is less than ideal to say the least. Those outside the top 10 have got a bit of a variance going on. Nobody has chosen the hard compound tyre. Everyone has opted either the softs or mediums, and it seems to be quite split. We've got 4 drivers outside the top 10 that have decided that the soft tyre is the tyre they want to start on, so they're looking to sort of make quick work on those guys on the mediums and try and get onto the DRS train, because this is a very heavy DRS train circuit. So we'll see. Well, Beaker has left the session. Hopefully he can get himself back in time. It might be a slight technical issue that's caused him to have to do so. He will still be able to rejoin at any point and still take control of his car, not a problem. That is one of the main features that Codemasters have actually done a very good job of in this game, is having... Oh, there you go, he's already back in. I don't think he can retake control of his car until after the lights go out, though, so he won't have a particularly fast start. Or maybe he will. It depends how good his starts are in general. If he has a poor start normally, then that would be the case. As Dennis is a little confused as to why his car is there. Don't complain, Dennis. The reason your car is there is because Codemasters think, well, what if the game actually crashes? Then you're going to want to rejoin, and you're going to want your car to still be there, and we don't want to have to do a whole rehost. So I'm not complaining. I think this is actually a beneficial situation to have, and at least you're at the back of the pack, so you're not going to affect anybody. Here we go then. The Renos really need to figure out what they're going to do to attack Felix. Now, they might be in communication. They might be in cahoots together. But it might be just Felix doing what Felix does, which is holding back everyone as much as he can to try and help out his teammate Luca. Around the final corner then, bringing ourselves back onto the start-finish straight. We've got Beaker, obviously, who did disconnect, so he is the last car to come to the line. He's going to be a little bit further back than we originally expected. So the tyres will cool a little bit for these guys at the front. This is still good stuff for them. This is still good stuff. The predicted pit stop strategy is apparently a 2-stop no matter what you choose. Softs, medium softs, or softs, hard softs is apparently what we're going to go for here. I can almost guarantee you that is not going to happen. Here we go then. It is time to get cracking here in Vietnam. Lights are on. And it's go time here in Vietnam. We are already getting a very delayed start. That is Dennis's AI car getting the jump start that he wanted. Goodbye, Dennis. Enjoy your race. We'll see now as everyone else will eventually get away. Hopefully. Hopefully. We'll just keep waiting. We can keep waiting. It's Beaker's fault. Is it Beaker's fault? Oh, there we go. We are away. What a delay that was. I've never seen lights go out that early and still have so many mistakes. Obviously, Dennis is apparently miles up the road, but Felix has managed to get himself up into race lead, and that's Danico getting swarmed here by the Renaults. You got Luca as well trying to get involved in the situation. He's currently being sandwiched by another Renault on the outside. So Luca is in P5. Danico's dropped considerably and effectively. We are looking at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, not the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that we're currently expecting. As here comes Luca for a move on the inside of Danico. He has to back out of that one. That's quite smart for him. I think he realizing actually it's a bit risky to try and move on the inside there. You could easily get sandwiched against the wall. The walls are quite narrow here, so you don't want that to happen. Plus, you have the longest straight on the calendar. Do you need any more opportunities than what you have currently? Beaker has obviously rejoined, but he has rejoined at the back of the track, on the back of the grid. The predicted pit stop strategy has changed just slightly as we're coming up now into very near crash zone. Oh, that was a huge move from Hitton. He's gone straight off. I think that was Jay who went into the side, or was it the other way around? I'm not sure, but I can see. I think Jay was the one who got hit. I think Hittinen was the one who sent it straight onto the inside. We have a safety car out on the field. Yellow flags all round. And that was a send and a half. That was quite drastic. Let me quickly bring in Dennis so he can fix this current issue we have of Dennis's AI leading the circuit. But we do have a couple of pit stops. Rainbow in, Hittinen in. Also Hazard in, also Azure in, and so is Fragioko. We do also have Jay in as well. That wasn't a little bit unsurprising, along with Jacobo as well. So a fair few people have decided I have to pit. Whether it's wing damage? We've got no... Oh, we might have a double stop. Is that Landos Milman getting double stopped? Is he going to get affected by it? Yes, he is. That is not good. He's lost a lot of time here. Obviously, we're under safety car situation. So no massive time loss, just physical positions. But he knows now he's going to be at the very back. And Beaker getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. I have seen that a few times from him. It's a bit concerning. Is he about to get another one? Okay. Well, at the end of that crazy chaotic first lap, Felix is your official race leader. I know Dennis is apparently ahead, but he did get a massive AI jumpstart. He is going to be joining in a second and will be retiring his car. So that will put him out of this Grand Prix and will fix the order of things to come. I think it didn't help the fact of the disconnects that happened. And Dennis has rejoined. There we go. We'll see him take... We'll watch this. We'll spectate the savior that is Dennis rescuing the stability of the game here by taking control of his car, which he should do any second. Well, when he's loaded in, of course. Oh, we also have a McLaren in. Is that Danik? Danico's come into the pits. Interesting call here. Is he going to try and go hards to the end? Copy's in as well. So whatever the decision they've made together. I think they may go hards. I think this is going to be a hards tyre put on their car. In just a second. Mediums for Danico. Maybe hards for Copy. I mean, a fair few other drivers. Oh, mediums for both. Okay, mediums on both the McLaren drivers. I'm not sure if I agree with that call, to be honest. They should have pit on the first lap round. They've decided to wait a little bit, and that's cost them a lot of time. There we go. Dennis has taken control of his car. He has also driven through the safety car. And you will see in a second him retiring from the session as he gives us a little cheeky weave. And there's him going to AI mode, and there is him retiring from this session. Now, I've never seen whether or not this affects the safety car or not. Safety car is stopping. I don't actually know how this is going to work. The safety car is moving again. This could actually break the game. I haven't seen this before. There stops Dennis. He's now moved off the circuit completely. So he will be retiring from the session as well. Safety car is still going. It's not waiting anymore. It's going into the second to last corner. I mean, these guys should be able to catch up to it pretty rapidly. And they already are. And Felix is going to be the man to lead us round on the safety car lap. The safety car is not waiting. I think it has slowed down there. Yes, there we go. Okay, everything has been fixed. All right, there is no issues now. Thanks to Dennis rejoining and retiring on the circuit, we now have ourselves back under normal race conditions. Safety car is obviously going to be holding the pack together. This gives everybody who had a really rough first lap an opportunity to recover and actually try and sort of regain the positions they lost, or even gain some if they did gain before. I'm looking at to see now actually who has gained the most when it comes to positions. We're looking at Beaker. Bear in mind, this guy had technical difficulties at the start of the race. He actually had to leave and rejoin twice in order to get into this Grand Prix. He has moved himself up now into P7, and Verstappen has gained 11 places. Oh, Beaker's gone again. This is not good for him. Luckily, he's got the safety car to sort of help fix his problem. And we are still going strong. Who are you thinking, Dennis? I think Beaker's having technical... I mean, Dennis, if you want to, yeah? Why not? Right, bear with me. Let me get myself a co-commentator. And we shall proceed with this Grand Prix. Is that him? Is that the Dennis?
It is me, yes.
Good evening.
Hello.
Do you need a fresh invite, or are you still in?
I am in the lobby, so that's okay.
Okay, perfect. Oh, safety car is in this lap then, so it's
So-
decided that Felix is going to be kicking us off straight away with this Grand Prix. Already we are away, and there's a bit of a battle going on behind for P2. This is Luca trying to get around the outside of Exit in towards turn 1. Surely cannot pull this off. A 5-second penalty for Rainbow is not going to help his race. Luca is actually still fighting down the inside, but the back end has stepped out. This is allowing Vexit to get his way back in there again. He needs to watch out for the nose. He almost loses his front nose, and he's still alive, still intact, but he has lost out there to Luca.
It's not a smart move from Vexit to try it down there. That's almost certainly going to get your wing taken off. But in this case, he's gone through okay, but it hasn't helped his race because now Felix has nearly gotten to 1 second away and out of the DRS zone.
Indeed, indeed. It's looking pretty clean and tidy towards the back. Beaker has lost out, obviously, because he is in AI mode, so he's fallen further down the order. I don't think he's going to be too upset, to be truthfully honest, because, again, like I said, this is a circuit that he's not particularly good at. He's expressed massive frustration towards this circuit, as a lot of drivers have done as well.
Yeah,
It's not a fan favourite, but, I mean, right now, it's got an opportunity for some good racing.
I'm just watching the battle for P16. They were going side by side there. I've been re-invited Bika, but I don't think he can be bothered, to be honest.
I don't think so. I
neither
don't think
could
so.
I started feeling ill, and I thought, yeah, nah.
I mean, we also have Hazard on the back of Verstappen. And look, Verstappen is struggling. He's on soft. He's decided he has to get himself into the pits. Something just turned off for him there. I don't know if his tyres just cooled down too much, but this has actually put Hazard in the firing line. This is allowing Azia, who's kind of at the back of this battle here, to attack Hittanen. Hittanen to attack Copy, and Copy's trying to work his magic on Hazard, but a 2.8 second gap. Oh, here comes Azia into turn 1 on the inside here of Hittanen. Surely can't make that one work. No, there's no way. You never want to be on the inside through turn 1. You always want the outside if you can get it, because the inside for turn 2 is the ideal run if you want to take a position. We saw Luca do it on Vexit earlier, and it worked wonderfully for him. But it's not. Look, I mean, look at the gap that's starting to form between P8 and P9. The whole front of the grid versus the rest of the second half of the grid is getting quite extensive now.
I think, yeah, it's not smart to go down the inside of turn 1 because there's 3 DRS zones here, and you have a massive chance into the hairpin. Well, I don't know what the corner is called, but
oh, Copy. Sorry, Copy's going for a move here on Hazard, and I think he's just about got the run on him. We are going into the braking zone. It's going to be Copy getting himself into P9, unless Hazard could get the switchback of dreams. He's trying to, but he lost the rear end. The hard tyres just don't have that traction. He just clips a wall as well. Luckily, didn't get any wing damage. Is he going to try? This is insane, and that didn't work out. And yes, into the wall. That was kind of expected. Yeah, left end plate has popped off as a result.
It's better to just bide your time there and go for it the next lap than to try a banzai move into that corner, because that's never going to pay off, and it didn't in this case. And I have to go in for a new front wing, and that's his race over pretty much. Or is
Indeed.
it actually? No.
I mean, if he goes mediums, maybe, but I think mediums to the end is going to be really hard to pull off. And even if he does, he's so far back, he needs a safety car effectively. Mediums now. Switch over to softs if the safety car does come out later. I mean, but that's a very situational play to make there. You very much need that safety car to come very late in this Grand Prix, and then when it does come out, you got to get on those soft tires quickly.
Yeah, he's just going to be cruising around now, hoping for a safety car, and if it does come, then he's back in it. But yeah, that's a tricky position to be in now for him. And Felix at the front has pulled away 1 second from Luca, so that means he's out of the DRS and he should pull away now, so that's great news for him.
Vexit almost lost DRS as we have Danico making a move here on Rainbow. He's done his dues, he's through now up to P7, and one Beaker is needing a fresh invite, so I'm going to quickly do that. There we go.
Beaker was getting quite angry in my DMs, but I'm sorry, we can't rehost because it's too far into the race, I think, and my Italian colleague wouldn't be too happy. So I understand your frustration, but yeah.
It is what it is.
Indeed.
Oh, Vexit's in. Vexit's in the pits. 6 laps on these soft tyres where he's called quits on it. But this is still good for everyone else. Because if you look at it, Spicy P6, Danico P7, these are all on the medium compound tyres, and that was pretty much where that gap was starting to form. So all those guys on the soft tyres, they did get a fantastic start, but
Mediums.
how much is it going to work for them?
Surely he's not going to go to the end on mediums. If he is, that's quite brave. I think Kartek's gone on softs. Well, so that's a guaranteed 2-stop for him. I think for Vexit as well. So actually, Spicy might be leading this race right now.
Potentially. I mean, that's the thing is, the one thing I will say about this circuit is it does breed a variance in strategy quite easily. You know, you can choose to go into the hard compound tires. It's not that overtaking is that difficult. It's just very situational. As long as you have a car that is built for straight lines, it doesn't really matter too much how good you are in the rest of the corners, because the fast corners all rely on you just keeping your lines, because you can't defend. Oh, Spicy and Danico. Spicy having a fair bit of a weave there. Danico managed to find a way through. He read that book perfectly and straight down the outside into the left-hander, and that made it work. He's in a P4.
Well done by him. I think that's the net lead. There's a massive gap ahead, relatively at least. And what you said is partly true. You just need straight line speed here, but if you do fall out of DRS, then you're in big trouble if you have too little downforce, because then you can lose a lot of pace. As Felix is into the pits, and I think that is going to be for mediums.
Yeah, I mean, even now, I think the mediums still quite a bit of a big call, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if hard tires are on. I mean, in fairness, his racecraft is good enough for you to think, you know, he can manage the mediums to the end.
He's putting a new front wing on, so I think he must have hit the wall then this lap, which has cost him to go in. That's a big shame for him, because that's going to cost him a lot of time. He's going to be behind Vexit and Kartek.
Oh, Yonti. Oh, sorry. For a second there, I thought Yonti was actually going to have a look down the inside of Luca. He was literally kissing his gearbox. That's how close he was. But I think he knows, and this is kind of going back to what you were saying earlier about Hazard, how you play the patient game, and it will come back to you, especially with how easy it is to overtake on this exact section. Luca has turned his ERS off because he knows there's no point. There's no point in me burning it here. Yeah, he's out of ERS completely. Bika's retired from the session in the pit lane into the hard hairpin zone. It is going to be Yonti holding it out, but Rev Luca's trying to actually stay on the inside. There's a bit of a touch there that causes the back end there for Yonti to kick out, but Yonti has secured himself the race lead position, at least for now. We keep saying it time and time again. We are expecting there to be a change as Danico and Spice will take over when these two do eventually pit, which I suspect is going to be this lap. But their back ends are getting very lively. The tyres must be dropping away now.
Well, they might be, or they might be utilizing my driving style, but they're still carrying on. So I think that's a one-stop for them then, going on to the hards, which is not a great tyre, but you can make it work. It's going to be interesting for sure. So there's a yellow flag, that's for Bika, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, here it is. I don't actually think they're going hards. I think they're going mediums. But I think they're so concerned about the tyre wear that they're willing to extend their softs well outside of their life to try that one-stop strategy. This is something that I've seen the harsh drivers do time and time again. It is a very Bika's signature style. Obviously, Yonti is his teammate, and they are in cahoots when they come to racing.
Yonti's gone very wide there. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right.
It wasn't quite close enough, though. I think you're right. Maybe they're going on to the mediums, but that's quite brave. I think Yonti's smooth enough to do it, though. I'm not sure about Luca, but...
well, here comes Luca to repay the favour that was paid onto him last lap. It is now going to be Luca getting the DRS overtake straight onto Yonti. Yonti will likely not try and send it like Luca did earlier, and he has decided against it. Quite wise there to do so. Hits and earn looking for copies. It's going to be a late break. He's going to have a look. Excuse me, almost went for it. Didn't quite get it. Has opted to stay back. And this is quite smart from him.
Yeah, the top two are just swapping positions on the big straight every lap to gain them a bit of time, which is quite smart. I'm not sure why Luca tried to dive it down the inside of Yonti on the previous one, because it just costs you time. But like this, they're doing okay. They're still keeping a reasonable gap to Danny, and I think they're going on to a one-stop, so yeah, They're doing well for now.
Yeah. I think the other thing to remember is that for as long as they're not... Oh, actually, Spicy made a mistake and Rainbow's through. Has he got wing damage now? Is that a left end plate missing?
Yeah,
it
he
is.
does.
It
Yeah,
is.
left
Spicy's
end
in
plate.
trouble. So, I mean, he must have hit the final corner
Yeah, it's very
to have
easy
lost
to
it
do
there.
Very easy to just run a little wide and then you're... Well, no, it's his left end plate missing, so maybe he hit the inside wall then.
That's what I'm thinking. He just turned in a bit too early.
Yeah.
Pinged off that inside wall, launched himself, because when I went on board with him, he was on the right side of the circuit going pretty slowly, and Rainbow just cruised down the inside, had a bit of a scare for him. I mean, whether there was a touch between the two of them, I'm not sure, but still, Spicy having a bit of an issue. And again, here we go, one more time, and this will probably continue for the remainder of this Grand Prix. Yonti getting the overtake again on Luca. And like you said, this is great stuff. As long as Luca doesn't try to send it back on the inside again, this will help him with the tyre wear, and it'll help him with general raw pace.
Spicy is falling down the order now like a stone. He's lost the position to copy. I thought Hittner might have tried one as well, but he didn't. That's quite smart of him. I think Spicy must be boxing this lap though. He's on quite old mediums now. But yeah, the main thing is that his front wing is damaged. So I expect he's coming in now.
The problem is though,
have carried on again.
what do you pit onto? Hitton's all over the back of Spicy here. This is actually quite scary stuff for Spicy because he knows he has to get out of the way, and he has done exactly that. He's into the pits, and I would not like to be in Spicy's position. What do you pit onto? You're at that awkward stage of the race where you would want to go mediums if you could, but he's already started on the mediums, so he can't. He's going to have to switch off those tyres onto a different compound altogether. Yeah, hard compound tyres, but that's pretty much just signed his race away.
It has, unless there's a safety car now. It's a front wing change as well, so it's going to be near Jacobo with the pack that's lost their front wing in the past. I think Asher's done that as well, but we must have missed that. Very sorry, Sam. Because he's back there now as well on one full cards, so that's a shame for him as well. I think he was running quite well. And Verstappen gets a penalty. I think that's the first one.
Oh, Verstappen's actually retired. That's in the pit lane, I think.
Yeah, might be a rage quit there.
Yeah.
He wasn't having a good race anyway. So.
I mean, I think Azzy's made a mistake here, to be truthfully honest. He had pit earlier when the first safety car came out. He double stacked him and his teammate, who's actually in P7. Yeah, Azzy came in, swapped tyres, so he's now voluntarily chosen to go onto these hard compound tyres, which in my opinion is a mistake. Why would you choose the hard compound tyres at this stage of the race? Medium tyres will go to the end now. It's just making sure you manage it. I think his issue is he doesn't feel confident in his abilities, and obviously he had wing damage.
Coming in, and Luca
so is Luca.
as well. Sorry. Gionti speeds in the pit lane. That's massive. That might cost him the race here. They didn't swap positions on this lap, so Gionti is coming in first. But of course, with the penalty that he's got, he's in big trouble now.
And it might not just cost him the race win. That might also cost him a podium, depending on how this race pans out later. Obviously, right now, if the guys, which I highly doubt they're going to do, but if the guys that are on these mediums here now do somehow take these tyres to the end, Gionti will have to pass them all on the circuit and build a 5-second gap to them. The other side to this is that Gionti is quite the way back now, that realistically, he's going to need a lot of time.
Felix and Gionti were very close there on the pit exit. Felix is in the net lead then, I guess, but he's stuck behind Kartek, but I think he'll dispose of him on the long straight this lap, or even now? No, not quite. I think Vexit might try to go to the end as Gionti goes down the inside of Felix, and he's made that work. Has he? No.
Oh!
There goes
That was a bit of a curb round there for Gionti. I think he's actually somehow kept his wing intact.
No.
I think it was wheel to wheel.
He lost his front wing. I was on board with Luca. You can see there his end plate's gone.
Oh, yeah.
That's his race pretty much over. I think Felix just... Oh, Luca goes down the inside of Felix from very far back. Absolute carnage now.
Racing Point Civil War? What is going on? Kartak, though, on these soft tyres, is in a position where he can actually really put a spanner in the works for these Racing Points. Luca is getting desperate. We've seen him already make a decision earlier that could have backfired and did backfire a little bit in terms of their pace and also their tire wear. But you can see this section here. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe the tire wear is actually quite high here. It looks to be, as Kartak 4 laps on the softs has decided I can't continue. I have to switch tires.
Yeah, he might have had damage. He was understeering a lot there. I think Luke is going to go for it again, is he? No, not quite. He thinks better of it. The racing points are really going at it this race.
And I don't think Felix wants it though. I think Felix is actually playing the long game. Yonti's coming into the pits again, by the way. He's actually in and on mediums again. No, he's on softs. Okay.
Softs. Surely not to the end. I think he's just going for fastest lap or retirement, maybe. Doesn't seem like it.
I mean, his race is
done. Do you happen to
done.
know how much time you lose in the pits?
On this circuit? No, but I mean, it's got to be, what, 22, 23 seconds?
Well, I don't think so, because you cut a lot of the track here. You cut the entirety of turn 1 and 2 and also the last 3 corners. But anyway, Luca is going to go for it here on Felix, I'm almost certain. Felix tries to defend the inside, he does. And Luca actually doesn't go for it, because the gap wasn't there yet. It's quite narrow.
It's amazing how much they're not working together. We've had, and well, you can see just how well this is working for them, the McLarens that were working really well together in the qualifying. They gave each other the toe. They were working together to sort of help bring each other as far up the field as possible. And now they're working together again to kind of help cement Danica this race lead. Copy is in a better position tyre-wise than Danica. Oh no, sorry, they are on the same tyre wear. But Copy's obviously being the defender here. He's been the wingman for Danica, just kind of holding back this little train of cars that's got Rainbow and Hittinen involved. It is going to start to favour Vexit soon, but this is such a DRS fest that I don't know how much longer Copy's actually going to be able to hold these back unless he can get a phenomenal exit coming out of the next snaily section. This looks like Rainbow could actually go for a move.
It's going to be very difficult. I think the hards are better now at this stage than the mediums of the same age. So I think this straight Vexit should have it, or is it Rainbow? Well, the Renault, yeah, that's Rainbow. I saw Vex there, but then I saw what's behind it.
I mean, looking at Rainbow though, yes, he has the DRS and he has the toe, but it looks like he didn't have the exit. Hittinen might actually go for a send here. This is going to be late on the brake, so he's going to look for the inside line. He's going to get his nose stuck in there a little bit, and he gets rotated on the curb. He hit the inside sausage curb a bit too much, and being greedy, I would say, there from Hittinen has actually cost him quite a considerable amount of time and tyre wear.
Felix just getting around Jay there. Surely Jay won't defend too much. Yeah, that was over-ambitious. Luca's got for a send on the inside on Jay. Jay's been getting hit by one racing point. He's now getting hit by another. Luca trying to find a way through. Jay is doing a very good job of defending this off, but 12 laps in on these hard compound tyres, surely it's a matter of when, not if, because Jay's back end is already stepping 7 tenths, almost 8 tenths between him and Felix. A bit of a lock up on the left-hand side. This should allow Luca to get Jay done on the home straight. But a bit of a mistake there from Luca. Back end stepping out. He's got overtake on full. He's going to go for it. You can see, he can smell the blood, but we talked about it earlier. You don't want to be on the inside here unless you can get your full car ahead. And Jay has been squeezed off the circuit. There's nowhere for him to go. Luca has got the move done. How fairly? I guess you'll have to let the stewards decide. Yeah, I think we'll have a look at that tomorrow, to be honest. But over-ambition is really the word of the race here. Everyone is just going for moves that are not on, like Vexit. Was it Vexit? No, it was Hittinen on the last lap. He didn't deserve the space. He just poked his nose in there. He's going to do it again here. Well, actually, he's got a great run. Never mind that.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a battle of the brakes. I think it is going to be a battle of the brakes as they come into the hard braking zone here. This is going to be Hittinen on the inside. There's going to be Vexit trying to stick it out. Oh, sorry, Rainbow trying to stick it out. He's actually got just as good a drive, but the mediums here for Hittinen seem to be working that little bit better than Rainbow, and he's got himself up there into P3 for now. And yeah, like you said, I mean, I think honestly this circuit promotes a very different driving style. It's not like Austria, for example, where it's overtake where you can and try and stick your nose in and hold lines and blah blah blah. This seems to be a circuit where it's very wait your turn, wait for the straight, get the exit you need, get the move done there. Then just wait for another lap, and all you have to do is worry about that defensive move there. There are a fair few straights, there are a fair few DRS opportunities, but like this one here, for example, on the home straight. This isn't really a place that Rainbow can go for a send.
No.
Because it's just too awkward. You don't want to go down the inside. We talked about this earlier because of how hard it is to overtake through turn 2. You don't really want to be on the outside because even if you do make that move stick, you've got immediately got another DRS on here. So we have a yellow flag out on the field.
Jacobo.
That is Jacobo, yeah. He's had an issue. Has he got wing damage as well? It looks like it could be.
He does, yeah. His race has gone from bad to worse, hasn't it? So
Yeah.
that will be a retirement, I assume. I would retire in his position. As Felix is on the back of my teammate, who's braving it out here on the tires. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go to the end, knowing him.
Oh, look at the Renaults. We're going to see a little squabble here coming into it. We've already seen a Racing Point Civil War, and we're going to be seeing the end game official equivalent here between Renault. No, I think it's been a decider there. Vexit has been told, you're going through, just enjoy the position. And to be honest, 8 laps on the medium. It even gives a little weave there to his teammate to say thank you very much. I don't think they're actually in voice comms together. But they both read each other's mind there, knowing exactly what's coming up. Landers Milkman, he's also going for a move here on Spicy. That's the inside maneuver, or into the outside, should I say. Job done and dusted. We need to go back up to our Renault buddies. Because they're going for it, yeah.
That'll be, well, either mediums or softs. I think it's
softs.
a bit too long.
Oh, no. Well, he
see.
can't. He could actually go another set of mediums.
He's going soft, so by the end of the race, those will be... And a new front wing as well, so you've thrown it away there. That's not great for him at all. He's going to drop down quite far, and I think Copy might inherit the lead here. It's really tricky to decide who's actually going to win this race.
Well, I think it's actually favoured towards Vexit now, because he only actually has to do another 10 laps on these tyres. I mean, 19 laps is quite large, but I mean, Hitton's done 15, and he's pretty cozy. You know, he's actually sitting there still with Copy. Oh, Vexit! That is a big tank slapper. That's allowed his teammate right back on through again. A bit of a scare there for Vexit. I mean, it's these sort of situations where you got to listen to your car. If your car is telling you that the back end's a bit touchy, you got to turn that diff up. You got to try and lock it down a little bit so that the back end is more controlled. It's not as loosey goosey, and then you can actually maintain your tyre wear a little bit more. And actually start to, in a weird way, start to push a bit more.
I feel like you're talking to me there, but
I've said this to you in the past. I've seen your races.
Oh, Luca on the inside of Francesco. Sorry to interrupt.
That's
there.
right.
Gets it done. Yeah, the Italian here. It's smart of him not to defend if he's going to the end. Also, it's smart not to defend if he is pitting, because he's just losing time here and battling cars that he's not really battling.
Oh,
Carry on.
the top three all into the pits, and now that means Rainbow is your race leader. 16 laps in on these hards. I think realistically, he's going to be taking these hards to around about lap 21, and then he's going to switch to the softs. He could potentially take these hards to the end. How is he going to do that?
No, he was ahead before. It's interesting, they've all gone softs. That's kind of what I expected, but Vexit pitted with only 9 laps on his mediums. That makes no sense for me. Could have easily gone a few more laps and then had fresher softs at the end.
I think the issue is more he's going to struggle tire wear wise than anything. As Vexit's already going for a move on Itonen. There's no way he's going to go for this. Surely! Oh, he's riding the curb. That's fine. It's very respectful drive from the two of them. And Az is retired. That's a big crash for Azir.
Yes. There's no safety car though.
Virtual safety cars just come out.
VSC. Oh no. That might be a disaster for the guys who just pitted. If people like Francesco and Rainbow can make it to the pits here, it's going to play massively in their favor.
They need to pray. Well, Rainbow and Francesco and Jay actually need to pray the virtual safety car stays out long enough for them to get into the pits, and it starts to disappear as they come out. But I'm not seeing... Obviously, we won't see when the VSC is ending. Rainbow's decided not to pit. That's an interesting call. Oh, we are back on again. Rainbow's got a drive-through.
Oh, no. Well, Francesco's going to pit it anyway.
So is that Felix in? Yeah, Felix is in as well.
Bizarre. Maybe he got a drive-through as well. We just didn't see it, but that's ruined Rainbow's race from the lead.
No, he's not got a drive-through. His pit crew are there, ready to receive him. So Francesco is in. He's switching to softs, as you would expect. And so is Felix. So these two are going to be drag racing it out throughout the remainder of this Grand Prix. You got Vexit, who pit a little bit earlier, along with Hittinen and Copy. And effectively now, Rainbow... Well, we know Rainbow's got a drive-through, so he's done. So we're looking at Luca as the potential race winner. Yeah, and Danico and Jay. Danico's sure they're going to get this done. Yes, he is. Pretty simple there. Pretty early, though, is more the concern. And purely because the DRS is available to Jay. The only thing favouring Danico is the tyre wear, which should allow him to get the exit of James. Yes, it has. That is, fantastic.
This is actually great for Danico because he's got a car in between him and Copy now. He's given Jay DRS, which might allow him to defend a little bit Copy, although it looks like he's not gonna. No, he tried, but Copy's got it on those fresh softs. There's no way for Jay to defend this, but still, that was good for Danico. He's now gonna set after Luca, who I think will reel in, and we might win this race.
Well, only time will tell how that fares off, but we are still kicking it off here in the Vietnam Grand Prix. Rainbow is leading, although it is temporary because he does have a drive-through to serve, and he can't get away from it.
Hittinen dives it down the inside. That's not a smart place.
Oh, Vexit
has poked his nose in there, but he thinks better of it. Yeah, as Lucas pitted as well.
What is going on? The pit stops are crazy, and Vexit is on a drag race here with Jay in towards turn 1. Is he going to look for the inside on Hittinen? He very much read that situation. He knew he had to get out of that ASAP, and that was very good heads-up driving there from Vexit. Jay's tyres have officially all F4'd this Grand Prix, and that is now putting Hittinen and Vexit in a battle for P4, where Jay, I think he's going to try and take these to the end, but it's surely suicide.
Yeah, but if he pits now, he's in an even worse position, so he might as well try. He hasn't got much to lose. It's like Vettel in Spain. So I think he's going to stick it out. Rainbow has to serve his drive-through, which is really going to screw him now. And that's Danny up into the lead. But this race is really bizarre for strategies.
It really is. As Vexit is going for a little bit of a battle here with Hittinen. They are both on the same age of tyres, but it is going to be Vexit getting that position locked in. P4 for him. But here's the concern for Vexit. We have had a number of opportunities where Hittinen has gone for a send.
Sorry. Spicy let Felix through, but then he missed his braking point and almost wiped him out. But luckily for Felix, he read the situation and left him about a truck's worth of space, and he's through now. So, okay, but that scared me for a moment. Sorry, carry on.
No, I mean, to be honest, I actually want to talk about Felix a little bit because he is probably the biggest brain driver I have ever met when it comes to Formula One franchise. This guy, he is good. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely faster than me, without a doubt. He's not someone I look to when it comes to outright pace, but he is someone I look to when it comes to being smarter than any other driver on the circuit, when it comes to race strategies, when it comes to ERS management, tyre management, general car setups, and even in the way that he sends it on overtakes. He doesn't just yeet it into a corner. He'll calculate it quite smartly and then work out the best option for it. It doesn't always work out, let's be honest. But, you know, he is human at the end of the day. He's not an android, despite what he likes to believe. And Fragioco looking for a potential P9 here.
Surely not through this. There's only really one overtaking zone here, and that's into the hairpin. I mean, you can try it into here, where we've just gone past and into turn 1, but it really doesn't help you, because then you give the other car DRS into the hairpin. But this should be quite easy for my teammate, because he's in way fresher and softer tires, and he has got it even before the DRS zone. Not a problem at all. As Rainbow and Jay are battling it out there, Rainbow doesn't give Jay any quarter.
They're on the same age of tyres and compounds, so they are actually fighting with the same problems. It's just down to individual driver skill and setup here. It's looking like Rainbow has one of the two in his favour. What that is, I'm not sure, but looking at our battle for race lead, we have a 3-way scrap, which soon could be a 4-way scrap if Hittonen can get his foot down and close in. Danico, our race leader, has got at least 5 more laps to go on these soft compound tyres, 6 if you include the one that they're on right now, and he has got a bit of an ordeal on his hand. He's got his tyres are going to be pretty worn at the end of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, and surely Danico will lose the lead at the end of the massive straight here, unless Vexit decides to go for a dive on, which he looks like he is. Yes, he is. And Copy doesn't have much of a choice, does he? So Vexit up into P2, but now he's lost the RS maybe to Danico.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's not very smart.
Big mistake from Vexit. Although, has he? Oh, he may have just got it. He went to the detection line and it was a very low 1 second. He might have actually just got it. Has he got it? Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Wow, that was very on the limit there for Vexit. That has actually not helped Copy out at all. And he was praying that Vexit was not going to get DRS, and a bit of a deep dive there from Copy. Not trying to send it on anybody, but he has made a mistake. Jacobo has brought himself into the pits and retired. He had, like you said earlier, a pretty rough race to say the least, as Jay and Lando's Milkman are going side by side. Jay getting a little bit of a nudge there from Lando's. Lando's getting his back end just a bit of a wobble, but he has got the move done. He's up now into P6, and considering when the safety car came out, he got double stacked and was the person who was the latter of the two in the Red Bull pit garage. Oh, Felix, he is trying so hard to close in on Jay, but he almost ran into the back of him.
Oh,
around him.
That was so close there, and here again as well, but he just leaves him the space. Felix is really good at overtaking. You really can't trust him going side by side. I know this from experience. You don't have that with all drivers. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm scared, I'm gonna leave a little more, but with Felix, you know you can be right on the limit, and he's gonna just squeak by as he has done there. But I have to say, Lando's Milkman is doing a fantastic job. We haven't really been talking about him all race, but he's up here, about to take P5 maybe.
I mean,
yeah, that's a great job by him.
We've not talked about him this race, but I've sang his Oh, who's that? That was Kartak getting out of the way. Good heads up awareness from him then. But I've talked about Lando's Milkman so far, every race this season, and every single race I see him in, he's impressed me. He had, bear in mind, this guy was ERS Tier 3 last season. I don't know what happened at the start of the season as Vex is going for a send on Danico. He has to opt out of that little dive there, but he spanned the rears quite drastically there coming out of that corner. That will not help his tyre wear situation whatsoever. Danico kept himself very much under control as Rainbow and Lando's Milkman there going side by side. It's going to be Rainbow getting squeezed off. Yeah, that was very intentional there. He just turned right.
It's a little moment of red mist there, and that's completely ruined his race. And he might cop a penalty from the stewards for intentionally crashing as well, I have to say. Yeah, that's not great by him at all.
We'll see. We'll let the stewards handle that. Fragioko is closing in actually on a battle here for P5. Now the battle for the rest of the field, as in up to P4, is a bit too far. I don't think there is a chance now for him to close in. 10.3 seconds, 10.4 seconds, and it's getting bigger and bigger by every interval. In 3 laps is just not doable as Rainbow is into the pits. He hasn't retired, he's just straight up left the session.
That might be a penalty as well then. Wow, he's really trying to bait the stewards here.
Felix
is going to overtake Lando's Milkman here quite easily. No point in defending that for Lando's, and now Francesco is going to look at him as well.
But again, we've got to go back to, is Felix making a mistake here?
Sorry, we got to go back to the lead because Vex sits down the inside of Danico. He's really squeezed him there.
Oh,
he might be through. He goes for the switchback though.
I mean, Vexit is spinning the rears coming out of that corner. I saw so much smoke coming off those tyres. His wear is going to be crazy. So yes, he might be race lead right now, but Danico surely saw that and has said, well, if he's going to keep doing that every single time, I just have to stay with him. I don't actually have to pass him here. I could be patient, play the game nice and smooth, nice and slow, and then we'll worry about tyre wear later.
You need to calculate now. It's going to be lap 26 next lap. Danico's going to take the lead back. Then on 27, Vexit's going to take it back. And on 28, Danico's going to take it back. At least that's Danico's plan now, I think.
Well,
Of course, with the massive DRS trade, I've been in that position before, and you just need to calculate that you take the lead or the position on the right lap. And,
well,
but Vexit's
yeah.
actually cooler now.
Yes and no. I agree with what you're saying. There is that option. However, there is also the other option, which is he could just sit in his toe. He could just make him burn that ERS. That's all he has to do. Just stay with Vexit, force him into a situation where he has to burn that ERS as much as he can. If you see the red light start to flash on the rear of the Renault ahead of you, then you know that his ERS has turned off. He's not trying to push, and you could go for it if you want to. But like now, look, it's not flashing. He's just turned it back off again now, so you know that he's no longer burning that ERS. You just use this DRS here. You've actually covered from your teammate behind, and you just close in. You force Vexit into mistakes, and this should be a good run for Danica if he wants to go for a move on the last lap. Yellow flag though. That is...
Oh, that's Luca.
Luca?
He's been it. It is, and that's a shame for him. He's lost some points there, as my teammate finally gets past Lenners Milkman. I was getting frustrated there.
Wait, that's Felix. Oh, sorry, no, they were always that close. Yeah. My apologies. I thought that Felix was like miles up the road, but no, he's actually right there.
I think Felix will pull away now, to be honest. So I don't think you've done him justice by calling him not that fast earlier. He is really fast, that guy. Felix, you said pace wasn't his strongest suit, it's his racecraft. Or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't call him slow though, did I? I didn't say he was slow.
I didn't say you called him slow. But
as Luca having more issues.
Much faster than me, and I'm no slouch.
Has Jay got a puncture? Yes, he does.
Jay does.
Front left tyre's popped.
On the second to last lap, that's a big shame. But that's the gamble you take if you try to do the entire race on one compound.
I mean, he almost made it. In fairness, he almost made it. He was only a lap and a half away from actually completing this Grand Prix. But Danico, like I said before, has the opportunity to do what he's currently doing, which is holding Vexit close to the front of his car and then going for an overtake when he should choose to. Now, he's going to want to do it here. The reason he's going to want to do it here... Yeah, exactly. But he's going to want to do it here because... the cars behind are going to get desperate on this next lap. So Danica needs to get his skates on. He's going to look for the braking zone. It's going to be very late on the brakes. Surely he can't pull this one off. This is very hard on the braking zone, but he has actually done it. Vexit will stay in P2 now. Danico takes race leader, and this is now Danico's race to lose. All he has to do is stop Vexit from gaining on him in any other sector of the race. He needs to back up Vexit just a touch to allow his teammate Copy to start attacking the Renault. Because if he can do that, this is going to be massively favoured in Danico's position, but he has to defend the inside on the next DRS straight.
To be honest, Ben, I don't think that's smart by him at all, because look, now Copy and Hittinen are right there as well, and on the next lap, you've just given Vexit DRS into that massive final hairpin. So I think he might have just given it away, even though he's race leader right now. That's going to be very difficult for him, but it was a good move. And now he just needs to try and pull away as much as he can, but also conserve some ERS so he can burn it all in the last straight.
I'm calling it now. Danico wins.
Okay.
That's how confident.
The opposite then. But,
all right.
This will be an epic last lap right here. Let's stay with the leaders.
Yeah. Vexit hanging in there on Danico. And that was a bit of a cut there, and he realizes how important this corner is in this Grand Prix. This is the final lap, and the wobble there. This might have allowed Danico to just about escape it. He's burning all of that ERS. He has no other alternative because look behind him. Copy, who has more. He has the toe. In fact, I'm pretty certain Copy's going to get a send here on Vexit. We're going to go 3 wide into the braking zone. Surely this cannot work out. They're going to be a sandwich. Oh my word, Vexit's got himself on the inside. Danico's going to get Exit of Dreams. The back end steps out. Vexit's still here. Vexit has got the race leader. Danico will fall to P2, and Copy could not gain anything. Look how Danico... Oh no! Mistakes were made. The desperation from Danico. Not only now has it cost him the race win, it's also cost him a podium. And Hittonen's looking for a move here on Copy. Going around the outside as well. Copy's going to be hung out to dry, I think, on the next corner because there's nowhere for him to go. And they are still going wheel to wheel all the way through. There's a little bit of a touch here between them, but they're keeping it clean. Hittonen has made a mistake. Copy's through. He's actually got into P2. Vexit will cross the line and take the race win with Copy in P2. Hittonen crosses the line P3. Danico in P4. Oh my word, what a final lap.
That was epic, but yeah, I think, well, Danico definitely got way too desperate there. A little bit of red mist and dived it down the inside and span himself out of a podium there. And then I think Copy pushed Hittonen out for P2, so the Shures might have to take a look at that. But yeah, Vexit, I told you, he took it on the straight. It was very close. It was 3 wide. Yeah, absolutely awesome end to the race there, but he's gonna win it.
If I'm being honest, I think the only reason Danico lost that was because he backed out so early. In that battle for the braking zones, he lost out. He broke early. He blinked before anyone else, and that was his issue. He just needed to brake at the same time as everyone else. Yes, it would have been a 3-wide battle into that left-hander, but his teammate would have had to back out because he was stuck out there. There was nowhere for him to go. Vexit obviously had the inside line, but Danico had the cutback of dreams available to him, and he could have carried much more pace into that corner. It's these little mistakes that make a massive difference, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When it comes to the end race, Vexit is your winner. He secures the top step of the podium. He gets the beautiful champagne spray out and the big trophy to go with it. Now, we're going to see the rundown in just a second. There it is. So Vexit does get the race win as we expected from P3. Copy actually moving from P6 up to P2. Hittonen P3. Danico lost out from race leader to P4, but a really good effort from him. Felix down to P5. Fraugioko, he's literally halved where he started, all the way up to P6, which is fantastic stuff from him. Lando's Milkman, for me, gets driver of the day. He did not give up, no matter what happened. He got double stacked under the safety car. He was in P16 to start with and secures himself a nice, juicy P7, with Spicy in P8, Luca in P9, with Yonti getting the final point position, and Kartak getting best of the rest. Hazard was the next driver to finish in P12, with Jay in P13, and then your DNFers, and I'm including Rainbow in this because he opted out, in P14, and then Jacobo DNF as well, with Azia, Verstappen, Beaker, and yourself, Dennis. But when it comes to fastest laps, I think that
glitched.
goes to Vexit.
Yeah, it's glitched. Beaker has a 45-second lap, but
I think Vexit's got it, look, because he's 35.912.
By
so
3 thousandths over
Jay.
Yeah, so that was close as well. But yeah, what a race to commentate on for my first time here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
I gotta, yeah, for me as well. I gotta agree with you. Lando's Milkman drove a great race, at least from what I saw. Yeah, he was so far down the order. Of course, there was carnage everywhere, and the strategies were weird, but he just played it perfectly. Look, everyone has 2 stops. Oh, that's Spicy on 1. Well done on making that work for him. But yeah, Lando's Milkman is the driver of the day for me. Otherwise, I would have to say my teammate, because he did a good job as well. But not going to show my bias here.
Now, we have been asked if we can do some interviews today. So we have Hittonen, Copy, Vexit. Let's go into the Discord and let's see if they are around for us to do a commentary session with. Let me move everything around really quick. Where is the room? Caster's channel, T1 interviews. Found it.
Yes.
All right. Where
now
is?
People have just got to join the waiting room. I don't know if they want to do that. I'm gonna tag them real quick.
We'll give them a minute, and then we'll decide.
Hittonen and am I doing that right? Copy Hittonen and Vexit.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But it was Hittonen, Copy, Vexit. Ideally in that order. Vexit's there for his race win, so we can get him in a second. Ideally, want to do 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Sorry for my very loud typing.
You are forgiven.
Yeah, that was a great race to to commentate on. Thanks for letting me in.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Shame I couldn't see you get a dubski today, though. That'd have been nice.
Yeah, no, yeah, but it was a great race. Shame I wasn't in it, but just felt really ill. So then you can't really drive fast.
It's true. Have you turned motion blur off?
I have, but yeah, I don't know what it is on this game.
Okay.
I really need to see a doctor because it's not great.
All right, let's get the man Vexit in here.
So we might have to just drag him in.
Yeah, I tried.
Indeed.
Oh, there we go. How did it? Vexit, how you doing? Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much. That wasn't an easy one for sure.
Well, let's start at the very beginning, shall we? So obviously qualifying, you looked pretty good. You're actually the only person who was able to contend with Luca initially, at least on the first couple of laps of the qualifying. And then right near the end, it looked like the McLarens just stepped the game up. Danico got the massive tow from his teammate Copy, and that allowed him to snatch pole position away from him. Did that kind of worry you at all?
I didn't know that Danny had slipstream from Copy, but I knew that both of those two were going to be very quick in quali. I'd been doing a little bit faster times, but I think it was just like kind of down to the heat of the moment. I wasn't quite able to deliver, so I'll try and work on that for China onwards. But there was also I think in terms of the overall quali pace, I was able to unlock it, but I just didn't quite do that in the session today.
Now, obviously, the race kicked off. We had a very early safety car, and the strategy seemed to be just a mess. Everybody was trying their own little thing. It didn't quite work out for everybody. How did the track feel for you? Being stuck in the tow, were you comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't particularly worried about getting right up to first straight away, because I knew there would be quite a lot of different strategies, and for example, you'd have some people trying the two stop, soft, medium, medium, or soft, medium, soft. You may have also had someone doing soft, hard, medium, hard. Like you don't really know what they're going to do. So I was happy to just stay behind for a little bit and kind of watch what they did. And then I was in voice chat with Brownie, and I heard that he got damaged, so I knew that I should go for the two stop, because I wanted to kind of react to what he did and keep ahead. And then I'm pretty glad with my choice to do mediums first, because the soft tire pace at the end was pretty rapid.
Now, that final lap, this is the bit that I want to talk about. That was a bit of a sweat fest, wasn't it? Obviously, second to last lap, we saw Danico go for a move on you. You managed to secure the race lead off of that. You were having troubles not spinning the rear, coming out that sharp left-hander, the hairpin at the end of that long straight. I always thought he was going to actually lose the car at some point, but then it comes to the final lap, and then suddenly you find yourself in a three-wide battle coming into that hairpin. Just run us through what was going through your head.
So I was obviously approaching the braking zone. I saw that we were going to be very tight into pretty much the slowest corner on the calendar, I think, after the Monaco hairpin, is it? Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
But I knew it would be a really tight radius, so what I tried to do was kind of almost half spin the car through the corner to get a bit of extra rotation. I think I knew I would probably have track position on the entry to the corner, but the exit was another matter. I wanted to kind of be sure that I could get a good run out of the hairpin as well, so that no one would really be able to threaten me into I'm not sure what turn number it is, but like the next right-hander, and I don't think there were really any possible overtaking opportunities afterwards.
Yep. It was quite a... But that's the issue with that circuit is, and we were saying this to me and Dennis earlier, that that straight is pretty much the only real overtaking opportunity, just purely because turn one is impossible unless you're on the outside. Which we saw Luca. I think Luca actually may have overtook. Was it you or somebody else who tried it?
I think it was the safety car restart, and yeah, he got He got me around the outside because he was able to carry more momentum and then had the inside for turn 2.
Exactly. That's the only way you can do it there. But
Yeah.
for that, you gotta give up the outside. So it's
Yeah.
really tricky to do it there.
Yeah.
But he didn't get the win. You secured yourself that beautiful 25 points in your pocket. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you also got yourself the fastest lap. So that is an extra point in your pocket. You must be feeling confident coming towards China then?
Yeah, certainly am. It's going to be quite a big boost to my confidence, but China isn't my best track. I'm probably more looking forward to Zandvoort because that's a track that I really just love to drive laps and laps and laps on and off around. So I think I'll be prepared, well prepared for both, but I'm certainly going to be enjoying Zandvoort more than China.
Well, congratulations on your victory today. I look forward to seeing what you can deliver in China. And fingers crossed you get some more big points.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And that's it for the European Racing Series Grand Prix here in Vietnam. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate for you. As always, I've been Ben Rwagnation McConnell, and joining me has been the Dennis Meister himself, Dennis Vyers. Thank you, mate. I appreciate you. You are a lad.
Thanks for having me on. I'll do it again if I don't drive someday and you let me, but hopefully I can drive next week.
Why would I not let you?